Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of our vampire game, London Towerfall: The Meeting. Ooh.
I'm
I-
terrified of meetings, so I'm moving away now.
I mean, at least we did this, after COVID. If it was during COVID, it would have been the Zoom meetings, which, I don't know. Vampires using Zoom would have been quite interesting, I think. Can't really use all specs when you're staring through a screen.
Yeah.
Not exactly intimidating, are you?
May have all specs, but he doesn't know how to press the mute button.
It's one of the flaws I almost took is being bad with technology.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Anyway, I am Hedgehawk. I use he, him pronouns. I am tonight's storyteller, as always. Hopefully, we'll wait until how much control I have over. We've lost, as you can see, we've lost Anna and Blue, but we have been replaced with some wonderful guests, one of which will be joining later due to unforeseen circumstances. Hopefully before the first break. I'm touching all the wood that I can physically touch right now. So, I'm going to let everyone go through and introduce themselves, say who they are, who they'll be playing. And to save our guest from going first, we're going to go anti-clockwise. I'm so sorry, Callum. It is you still.
Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Callum. I use they, them, and new pronouns. This week, I'm not playing Morgan, so maybe the session will go to plan. I'm playing a new character for 2 weeks only. So I'm going to use them like I'm borrowing a car that I've stolen. I'm playing Alexander, who uses he, him pronouns. Yeah, and that's me. Hi, everyone. I'm also a year older than I was last week.
Yes,
Happy birthday!
I've been sitting there going, I know some people get really funny if you mention their birthday out loud to other people, so I'll just stay silent.
It's my birthday, and this is the only thing I've done with it.
Thank
I
God.
spent all day making another character in Vampire the Masquerade, so I hope you're happy. I hate
Isn't
this
it
book
just-
system.
Isn't that just your best birthday gifts? You're welcome. You're so welcome.
I changed clan 4 times today. I couldn't figure it out. Anyway, so that's me. I'm excited to play this weird 2-week little story.
Inez.
Hi, and my name's Inez. I use she, her pronouns. I'm so excited. Because tonight it's all about me. No, I'm kidding. However, I am playing the same character as before so that we can get a little backstory on this man, called Valerian. Our local capitalist cisgender man who hates straight people. I'm very
Definitely
excited.
in the wrong faction.
I have no idea what he's talking. What? So crazy. Anyway.
Yeah, we decided we wanted to give Valerian. There were some unanswered questions after episode 2 and 3 that we thought,
Yeah.
hey, we could go back and answer a few questions here.
Yeah, the screen time he deserves. You know.
What after Dom and Morgan just took the script and ran with it.
You know what? I don't blame him. There you go.
And finally, at least for now, Chris, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Chris. I use he, him pronouns. And I have the joy of introducing a new character as well. I shall be playing Logos Crow, a Tremere, who we'll find out a little bit more about through the game.
This is going to be fun. Quick one final thing before we start, because if I don't plug it now, I will forget it. On our Twitter page, Miss Adventures League, we do have an open casting call for a game in October. We're doing Teens in Space, something light, something not rules crunchy, because after Vampire and D&D, I am fed up of books are crunchy. I want something that has a very simple system, and that's that. And Teens in Space is definitely that. So if you're looking for 10 weeks of adventuring in a spaceship while also being an alien teenager and having alien-style mood swings, feel free to fill out the casting call form. We've got 2 potential dates at the moment, Thursday or Saturday. We're not sure which one's going to be yet. I'm kind of throwing it out there to everyone. Let everyone know what your availability is, and then I'll decide on a date. Right. I think that's that. Shall we start?
Yes! Ooh, 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 ooh.
Let me...
Sorry, I let the straight man out. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I'll keep him caged, I swear.
Right. So, our story takes place a year and a half ago from where we currently are. I would say a simpler time, but not really. I mean, sure, the Inquisition hadn't been as active as they are now. The Hornet's Nest hadn't been kicked. But I didn't mean there wasn't strife or issues. Across London, kindred stalk the night, simply trying to survive, rebuild, figure out where they belong in a city that was condemned a long time ago. 4 factions who have been slowly spreading their influence across the outer suburbs of London have started rubbing elbows. Long, deceitful conversations, plans put in motion. A good old 4-player chess game for dominance. But that is a dangerous game to play. One wrong move, and someone might just walk in and flip the table and take everything with it. So, in an attempt to try and be more civilized than they normally are, the 4 factions began to create a deal, one that would formally become known as the Concordant. Our story takes place on the first night of the negotiations. Everyone has been invited to a hotel in central London, directly opposite Westminster, called the Queen Royale, a historic hotel that survived blitzes and plots in numerous campaigns over the years, and yet still stands. A retreat, if you like, of the old, the Renaissance, those finer tastes. None of that shard nonsense with the concrete and the glass and the metal. Good old-fashioned dining, entertainment, and furniture. But for tonight, the hotel has no guests. For all the rooms have been booked by fellow kindred from all across London. The hotel itself is actually owned by the Kindred Order, one of the 4 factions who is vying for control here. Their leader, Quinn, has invited her most valued subjects to meet her in the ballroom before everything kicks off. Quinn herself, for all of this, is standing in the ballroom on her own at the moment. She's wearing a red ball gown that starts off quite tight around the chest, and as it goes down, kind of flutters out, ripples out into several layers. The occasional bit of gold embroidery around the hips. Her blonde hair has kind of been dyed quite intensely for this. Her hair sort of wavy on the one side, pulled down, leaving short hair on the opposite side. She looks to the door. Alexander. What does Alexander look like coming through the door?
Alexander is about 5'10", short, black hair. He's currently wearing a flat cap, but it's a really nice flat cap. Is suited well in a nice suit, trousers, a nice shirt, has a very nice waistcoat and like a very small bow, like a small bow tie that it's not too flashy, and he's wearing a long jacket. Kind of walks on through the door, sees the red dress. Well, that's a bit overdressed, isn't it?
Well, we are in a ballroom after all. It would feel a bit weird not to be dressed like this. Plus, I have to give off a good impression. I am hosting people tonight.
Yeah, I don't think I've been in this building before. I've been in London a very long time, and I don't think I've ever had to come in this building before.
Are you sure you didn't rob it when you were a teenager or something?
My teenage years were built on a very specific kind of crime, a perfect crime, a coordinated unit of crime. There was 5 of us, and then it goes on to tell this really long story about back in the day when there was 5 teenagers who did the same like crime where they would like cause a distraction to stop a carriage, and then they would like come in to help the carriage move it, and then ended up taking half the stuff with them. Yeah. It's been told a billion times, but always tells it like it's the first time they told the story.
I think Quinn kind of half switches off listening to this rendition again. And she kind of sort of does, oh, I've heard this before. It's that whole like, sir, please can I have some more moments? I know, you're old and you did bad things. But that's why you're here.
Exactly. I will fix all of your problems. No problem too big, no problem too small. If you need it sorted, I will sort it.
Good. Because we do have...
For a price.
And I should have seen that one coming. Look, I will keep paying you whatever fee you decide to conjure up this time. The reality is, I need your help. But I will wait for a moment, because you see that she points over to the door, and coming through, Logos. Would you like to describe yourself?
Logos is probably about 5'8", 5'9" at a push. Maybe due to the fact he's wearing some quite thick-soled shoes. He is probably closest to business casual, wearing a blood red, like a dark red blazer over a dark shirt and dark trousers, more for comfort. As he moves around the room, he's definitely looking beyond what is actually there for other details that others may have missed. And I think some of the more striking features about him, he has a like a quite thick, like dark brown beard, which is kind of shaped out in a style that has come round to be back in fashion. Yes. His hair is neatly trimmed, which he does every night before he gets up. And tied back in a fashion that he's mimicked from his time in returned to London. And just as he moves about, you can just about make out some strange black tattoos just around the wrist and going up the arm, all of which look to be some alchemical or hermetic icons.
Yeah. Quinn beckons you forward. Now, you see, I'm sorry, Alexander, but I did need to call him back up for this.
I've got my gang. Was my gang not good enough? I've got boys out there. They are good boys. Boys of excellent quality and good training. What can we not do that this fucker can?
Tell if someone's telling the truth or not, just by tasting their blood.
That's a really freaky power. Why would anyone need that?
Look, the reality is I'm not saying that your boys are not effective. However, we have Ravagers around, and I don't think fighting Ravagers with Ravagers is a particularly smart tactic.
How dare you? My boys are professional. They are smartly dressed. They are well educated. They live a good life. They give back to the community. They are not Ravagers.
Okay, maybe I may have overstepped my mark, likely. But the reality is I don't need brute force, not the force that you're thinking of. I need people who can blend in and acquire information in both conventional and unconventional means. And
in my case, ones that they'll avoid at all costs.
Oh, I get it. You need spies, which is why you've called me. Did you know that back in the Second World War, I was part of MI5? Yeah, good times that. Yeah.
I think every vampire worth his salt was part of MI5 at that point.
Yeah, but
anyway, it's lovely to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet
Quinn,
you too,
you
I
look
guess.
ravishing.
Sorry, what's your name?
I'm Logos Crow.
Logos. Crow. Funny name. Sorry, Alexander Lewison.
Shakes your hand.
Yeah, shakes it firmly back.
now,
I am in love with Alexander. So in love.
Now that you're done with the introductions, I suppose I can be a bit more blunt as to why you're here. As you may know, we are trying to do the impossible here and try and reconcile 4 groups that have never seen eye to eye for the past 2 to 3 years. So, tensions are going to be simmering, shall we say. All of us have done things that we probably are not proud of to other factions, and I get the impression that somebody around here is trying to sabotage our little meeting by reminding us of all the things that we did. And I don't know who it is. Well, I have a kind of a suspicion, but I'm not prepared to share it just yet, because I don't want to, how do they say? I don't want to cloud your thoughts with my judgment, because if I'm wrong, I may influence your thinking, and that wouldn't be right. That's my prejudice, and I have to hold that. So, for now, I just want you to be out, be alert, look around, speak to people. But I have one other very specific task. I need you to be bodyguards. Near and far. Don't think you have to be bruisers. I I have a guess.
See you miming it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Why would you even say that? That's so crazy.
And now we realise the truth about this one. It's actually a musical special, and I've chosen the perfect voice to do the whole fucking thing in.
So, as you may know, Valerian is coming tonight to act as the arbiter of these negotiations. I worry that while we all agree that Valerian's services are important to our continued survival, a faction may try to use that as leverage, or may try to remove Valerian. After all, if there's no person to broker the agreement and enforce it, we just have to have each other's word. And as we've proven over the past 2 years, our word definitely isn't enough. So I do suspect that Valerian may be in danger. So I would just like you to keep an eye on them. Move around with them. Watch who they interact with. Watch how they interact with Valerian. Because there could be some very interesting tells there. Does either of you want to try and... Oh, I dropped my pen. There we go. Fantastic. That's just what you want. Does anyone want to...
Listen, Quinn, I know this pen's important to you, but you think a pen's not really that important to this entire conflict here.
So, does somebody want to make a... Ooh. Does anyone want to make a check against Quinn? I will let you choose the combination you want.
I wouldn't mind a wits insight against her.
Sure, go for it. Difficulty is 3.
Awesome. I'm rolling because I'm old-fashioned. Cool. Base difficulty is always 6 unless you say otherwise.
Yep, 6 unless said otherwise. So 6 overs are successes.
Well, that is 4 successes, I think. It's 2 8s and a 10.
2 8s and 10. Yeah, that'll work. So I think it's for what is it? 2 10s gives you 4 successes. It's weird. Why did they do that? Either way, it's just weird. That's why I like Roll20. It tells me I've got crits. You can tell that when Quinn mentions Valerian, their body language shifts to one that is emphasizing protectionism over intelligence. Suggesting possibly a personal connection beyond business means. Although she's trying to do a good job of deflecting it. I mean, you've been around long enough around these kind of social situations to kind of read those subtle body language that people leave behind. But no, it's fine. Just look after them.
I think Logos will let that ride just out of... It's really none of Logos's business unless it needs to be Logos's business at the moment. And pragmatically speaking, keeping Valerian safe is like the best thing that they can do for this piece. When and where is Valerian arriving?
I believe, and you sort of see that she pulls out, goes under the dress for a moment, pulls out a small notebook, looks through it for a moment. Well, Valerian is supposed to be here before the other leaders arrive, so in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Then everyone else is arriving approximately 15 minutes after that.
Is Valerian famous for being fashionably late?
No. Fashionably recognisable. You're going to
Well,
notice them.
Fashionables are real. It's doing a lot of legwork there. That word's doing like an Olympic, like triathlon level, like sprint there.
And all I'm going to say
I
is you will
like-
recognise them.
Logos will just give Alexander and the whole anachronism that is his existence a slight side eye.
I should mention that Alexander looks about 27, but speaks like they're 570.
I just hope this deal can go through. I would love to call myself, the Baron of London, but
Well, wouldn't we all? Wouldn't we all? And here's the thing, Quinn. I've always liked you, and I always thought, Baron Quinn sounds pretty okay. It's not as good as Baron Alexander Lewison, but it's a young person's game. No one needs me being in charge anymore unless you ask me to, in which I'd be happy to take on any responsibilities you need. But right now, the young, fresh blood is what we need to keep this whole thing going. I agree. This peace deal is good for everyone.
I've never seen such, what's the word, kiss-assery and arrogance in the same sentence.
Well, thank you.
That is a truly impressive, an impressive skill to walk 4 steps forward and then just as quickly take them back before you even had a chance to let someone else speak.
Yeah, you know me. I'm like a progressive government. 4 steps forward, 60 steps backwards.
Actually, can't argue with that one.
Okay, well, I need to go get some things ready. Most notably, the conference room in the back needs setting up, and once give it the once over, just be sure that there's no weird occult traps, because I wouldn't put it past these people.
Best look out for bugs as well, but we're not like beetles or bees, like little electronic bugs.
Although I would, if you see any weird bugs or beetles, particularly this time of night, I'd give them a second look over anyway.
Both types of bugs.
I will bear that in mind. You see Quinn sort of turns around, walks right to the doors, the other end of the ballroom, and you swear you can just hear her quietly mutter, "Why do I even bother sometimes?"
I just love the fact that these two have automatically gone into this sort of slightly aggravating older sibling mode with her.
I mean, Quinn is young. In Kindred's, Quinn is very young. She has definitely excelled beyond her, what her stated position should be. You don't get there by being friendly and nice, but at the same time, she's just trying to look out for everyone. And if that just so happens to look after herself at the same time, then that's an added benefit. However, Valerian,
Yes.
for once, you're actually fashionably early.
Early.
Marcus finds good traffic.
Wow. Marcus
and-
gets a raise.
So you pull up outside this hotel about 5 minutes before your stated time. Marcus opens it. First of all, what car do you think? We didn't discuss this last time. What car do you think Marcus drives for Valerian?
Yeah, I don't think we discussed this. I'm thinking it's definitely just like a passenger black Mercedes. Like
I was waiting for a Jaguar.
ooh, with the one on the hood, like the little Yes.
the-
No, you're right. That's actually it.
It's-
You're right.
Just because all bad guys drive Jags.
Yes. No, you're absolutely right. No,
Um,
Jaguar with the little statue on the hood. Yeah, very
Do-
flashy.
Do we see Valerian pull up in
Tinted
the car?
windows. Of course.
Of
Hello.
course, yeah. So the hotel is recessed from the main road, so you kind of have like a driveway, one of those semicircular driveways, come in from one side, leave the other. So from where you guys are standing in the ballroom, you can see through the big windows out to the front. It's clear there's a car pulling up.
It's a Jaguar. Villains always drive Jaguars.
Almost none of them happen to be vampires from the Ventru clan. So just be
Whoa,
on your
whoa, whoa,
guard.
whoa. Hey, we don't judge people based on clan here.
You should.
I am also Ventru, thank you very much. You know, I didn't judge you for your clan. I just judged you for your appearance and your beard.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how you recognise the Jaguar, wasn't it?
Well, I've just been watching a lot of Bond films recently.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I think Marcus opens the door for me. I step out, so you two see this man step out in a white suit with a black tie. He has this gray, completely like gray hair that is like slick back and has like the sides shaved up. And he has like a little stubble, kind of. And yeah, he wears a ring, and he has a cane, but it, from the looks of like him stepping out, it's not like he's using it. Like it's there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Expectation.
Yeah, exactly. You see from the window him thanking Marcus profusely, and having a little conversation before Marcus gets back into the car and drives off. And then he turns around and starts walking inside. Oh, he's wearing beautiful dress shoes, by the way. Like actually like shiny black dress shoes. Like they're actually cute.
You enter into the ballroom, well, into the hotel first, into the reception. The receptionist is fully expecting your presence, takes your name, points you towards the direction of the ballroom, saying that that's where Quinn was last. It's a grand reception here. It's one of those sort of hotels that has twin staircases either side going up into a circle, up to a mezzanine, and then more stairs up to the actual... This is decorated in what I would call Acropolis-esque. It's that kind of white and gold
Yeah,
kind of
that
appearance.
is indeed.
Just a little less black.
Yeah,
And no tube cars.
damn.
Just situated in the middle for no reason at all.
No tube car is gone. Designer, get back here. You've lost something. Anyways, I make my way to the ballroom.
And standing in there are two fellow kindred, probably looking.
That's
right
the
back at
only
you.
two people. That's the only two people there.
Yeah, you are the early arrival.
I thought this was like filled with other kindred.
No,
but no,
not yet.
Oh god.
Not
Okay.
yet.
Well,
Did
I
specify where we needed Valerian to be.
Nope.
Okay, fair enough.
That's fun. So I come in and I go, gentlemen, good evening. Hello. And he goes over and he shakes both of your hands and he goes, Valerian, nice to meet you.
Alexander, you in the bloodbath business, right? Yeah. You're hanging out in
Yes.
that old subway station. I remember when we built that. Yeah, we're running the protection packet for it. Yeah. Made some good money on that.
Wow,
Yeah.
really? I did not know. It's nice to get to know someone who has built my home.
Yeah. It's a shame it went to waste. Nice to see someone making some use of it.
Of course, and I do so gladly and with all the love, of course.
Logos holds out his hand and shakes Valerian's. I'm Logos Kuro, residential occultist, and just a second pair of eyes this evening.
Oh, occultist. That's so interesting.
Is it just 2 eyes, or do you have a third one?
No. But I've met some people with third eyes.
Really?
Oh, they're real.
Oh, how interesting. Where's
Well-
Quinn?
Well, we've been assigned as your protection for the evening. Quinn is currently setting up the conference room, but Quinn just thought it'd be nice for you to have some extra muscle around you in case of any unforeseen kindred infighting on the night that we are attempting to cause peace for all of London.
My own 2 bodyguards. I thought I would never see the day. Oh,
Well,
wow.
you did have a boy toy out there driving your fucking car.
Don't call Marcus a boy toy, please. He is a friend and colleague, and he works for me now since he was out of a job after he became kindred. Okay? Please, put some respect on his name.
Many of us have had to change our careers and our focus over the last few decades. It's been a challenging time, so hopefully we can keep you safe and move things forward to a bit of a more peaceful future.
Valerian goes, don't I know it? Blood bagging was not the first business I thought I was going to get into.
You have a little bit of idle chit chat back and forth for a moment. Quinn comes back quickly. Oh, do you want to do Chris?
Yeah, can I sense the unseen around Valerian? I don't. It's nothing major. I just want to make sure that nobody is where they're not supposed to be, or anything along those lines.
I didn't bring any ghosts, I swear. I have one, but I didn't bring him, I swear.
It's less ghosts and more Nosferatu and Malkavians I'm worried about, but
Go for
yes.
it.
So
Which are the... Are you actively... Are you...
I feel like it's an active role.
An
so
active
it can
one.
resolve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Resolve plus or specs. Give... I'm going to say difficulty 2. This isn't too difficult.
That is 3 successes.
3 successes. Valerian's clean. There's nothing around Valerian at the moment. You can sense that... I'll say on the bonus success, as you're kind of sensing the unnatural around Valerian. Valerian has had one of their famous blood cocktails before they arrived. And so is giving off a little hint of alcohol on their aura.
One does what they must to calm their nerves before a big event like this, so no judgment.
In terms of the building, we've got the whole building higher out, and the Kindred Order technically own the building.
Yes.
What staff are present? Are they all Kindred staff, or are they mortal staff that don't know what's going on?
The majority of them are ghouls.
Okay.
The Kindred Order have done a fantastic job of ensuring that this can be a place where fellow Kindred can, quote unquote, be themselves without too much fear of outside interference.
I think as we're on security detail and someone might be trying to undermine this, if this was if this is an Alexander job, we would try and get him through the service staff. So Alexander's going to go to reception and ask for a list of staff, and he's going to spend the prep before the party checking that all the staff are who they say they are.
Okay. You can do that. Give me a second. So, is there anything that Logos wants to do before the party truly starts?
I don't think we should let Valerian out of both our sights. So I think whilst Alexander's
That's
doing
fair.
that, which is an incredibly smart move, well done, Logos will stay fairly close, like in idle chatter with Valerian. I think, does Valerian form a cam?
What do you mean by that?
Is Valerian former Camarilla turned
Um.
dark, like
well,
a lot of us?
Yes, he was sired by a person who was Camerillan, but he has seen now that under Camarilla rule, he's never gonna be able to have this blood bag business off the ground. So
Logos is very. I think you find out very quickly. Logos is a very similar mind under the Camarilla. He did not thrive since the revolt.
there you go.
He has become much more lucky in his dealings.
There you go. So we are both of like the
Yeah.
same caliber of business. If you talk to him long enough, everything is a fucking business analogy with this guy. It's so annoying, and everything comes back to that's
How
a
many
good
times has he
business you're
offered to
running.
touch my base?
Never,
We're-
never.
I'm waiting for the spin-off Valerian TED Talk that we do at the end of the
Yes,
season.
absolutely, absolutely. So what you do is you get the people to just give their blood, just whenever, you know.
If you aren't dreaming of being a double black diamond blood bagger, then what are you doing?
You have to get up and grind. No, shut up. Ew. I hated that. I gave myself the ick saying that. Ew.
Right.
Ew.
While you are regaling yourselves in your various tales, Alexander, you make your way to reception. You ask to see the staff list. They look a bit puzzled, but they hand it over to you. Give me an intelligence plus investigation. There's two difficulties to this. 3 and 4, depending on which one you get.
Well, let's put it to 4 and see what happens.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I'm gonna fucking willpower re-roll that shit. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
I mean, one success is a success.
so do you not have any hunger? But that's good. Wow, that's good.
Okay,
Cool.
that'll
Right.
be 3. 3, okay. So we're going for the 3. Okay, so one thing you notice is the staff list has been culled. This hotel tonight is running on a skeleton staff. Almost like Quinn may have had a very similar thought and realized that for every extra person she let in on the staff, this may increase the chances of infiltration. However, 3 staff did call in sick. Therefore, they've had to bring in some replacements. Or at least that's what it says on the clipboard.
Where are these 3
Calling
people
in
based?
sick?
Mm.
Where are these 3 people based? I need to know where they are, where they're meant to be. We're taking them into the cloakroom, and we're going to fuck them up.
Oh my god.
So
Should make notes. This is
These-
actually a mystery.
these 3 people all work in the laundry downstairs. They are supposed to be just general. They're part of what they call the so-called general night staff. Could have been a mistake on the rota, forgetting to take them off because they're not really needed. But yeah, for some bizarre reason, on the staff rota, it's scribbled off sick.
Does not like.
Yeah. This is a bad sign, but I'm professional. So, this will all be sorted. They work in the laundry.
Yep.
Alexander turns to the receptionist. Can you, you've all got staff passes and stuff, staff keys and stuff, right?
We have staff keys. We don't have any of that swipey business that other hotels have. We have traditional keys. You see, like,
Traditional
takes the
manual keys.
Yes, manual keys.
Oh, it's gonna make my. I have to do so much legwork tonight. Ah, okay. No, it's fine. It's good. It's all good. Right. Never mind. You can't track them from where you're sat. That's fine. I guess I'm just gonna have to peg it round the fucking hotel, aren't I?
I mean, why would we have CCTV?
Because the biggest, most important peace talks of London's 20th century is happening next door.
I mean, yes.
Listen, take my card. We do offer some security services. Please hand this over to Quinn. Pretend like you read it and I didn't give it to you, and just suggest that maybe, next time you hold some super important talks, that A, you don't let staff go off sick and replace them willy-nilly, and 2, you have a fucking security system in place. Jesus.
Did we replace them? And you see they pick up the clipboard that they showed you and start looking through. And they look confused. They don't say anything though.
Oh.
Now, I like to do my business in a peaceful, polite manner. I'm a legitimate businessman. I have legitimate interest in this city, and I'm a friendly kind of person. But you've just gone silent on me in the middle of a quite important conversation about security. So I'm going to ask you, is there anything here that seems suspicious and or am I going to have to get mean?
Give me manipulation plus intimidation.
Who are you? Are you taking my job? Here's my card.
Gunning
Bro.
for you.
Yeah. I'm going to say difficulty 2. They don't resist particularly well to intimidation.
They don't deal with confrontation.
No.
Listen, I don't want to have to say this, but I will have to call the manager.
No. When you say that, you look at their tag, and it actually does say manager on it.
She goes, let me go get her.
I assume that was your name, not your job role. Sorry, I just...
Oh my god.
It's fine.
It's so
It's
fucking funny.
fine.
Listen, there's a guy next door. His name is literally Crow, and he's in London. That's the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Ha 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 ha. Like they don't know how to respond. They pick up the staff rota and they flick to the sort of underground staff, where you can see clearly written that these 3 people are off sick. They point to it and go, they've signed in.
Where are they? Supposed to be. / where do they go? There's 2 questions there. Where are they meant to be? It says laundry. Where do they actually go when they signed in?
Well, they'd sign in and go to laundry, but then they'd probably end up moving around the building, collecting different laundry baskets on each floor. There's a service elevator all the way out the back. Goes from basement to top floor.
This is why you need CCTV. Because this would be a lot easier on me than having to check every floor by myself.
Oh, really?
Goes back into the ballroom. Right, I've come across a security issue. It only took me literally 5 minutes of looking. 3 staff who are supposed to be ill have signed in today, which means something weird's fucking going on, which means I've got to go and search the whole fucking building for 3 members of laundry staff to figure out A, if they're doing laundry, or B, if they're missing, and if they're missing, where the fuck they are. So you can either come with me, or you can sit here and enjoy the fucking nice party when it starts, and I'll be going up and down a service elevator by my fucking self. Please, I'm not gonna beg. Somebody fucking come with me.
Where is Quinn?
Quinn's in the fucking conference room.
Quinn's just setting up the conference room for later this evening.
How
We should-
about we go let her know what's going on? And she probably has some people that can also help us.
And what you found,
Bodies.
Alexander, is incredibly useful and good, and you've done an excellent job, but it is not. It's our job to find those things, but it's not our jobs to chase them. We have to keep Valerian safe. You've done exactly what you're supposed to do. Now we need to hand it off.
God love us,
Fine.
you're
Okay,
making me feel
fine,
real
let's-
special here.
That's
God.
that's real fun, you know. I was really looking forward to this party, and all these fucking people. You know what? I'm gonna go talk to Quinn, and
Let's
then
go and
we'll
talk
see
to
what
Quinn.
Quinn suggests. You two stay here.
No,
Goes
please.
to the
I
conference
would
room.
love to. I would
opens the
love to
door.
speak to.
Hi
I'm
Quinn.
coming.
How
I'm
you
coming
doing?
with you.
Closes the door and walks out.
Wow. Huh?
I'll just open the door.
I'm going in there.
I think Quinn's kind of taken by surprise at how sudden the door opens. Oh, I see. Grace and civility is also one of those deficiencies you have. Anyway.
I'm the most
Why?
civil person I know.
true as well.
What? Why would you say that?
I mean, that cap's haven't been in fashion for a long time.
They're coming back round.
Have you been
They're
down
coming back.
Oxton recently?
Listen, the BBC are in the middle of a very successful drama series called Peaky Blinders, which may or may not be about my life. I've been trying to sue them over it, but apparently the dead can't sue people who are alive. Weird thing that. Anyway,
So hang on. Okay, so we
it's not important. It took me 5 minutes to fucking find a massive security flaw in your entire system. A, where the fuck's your CCTV? Second, 3 members of staff who are apparently ill have signed in today.
Okay, let me just deconstruct all this. 1, I don't keep CCTV because if I have CCTV, that means there's a chance the Inquisition might get in, and I don't like the sound of that. I'm willing to allow phones if they're used correctly, but constant on CCTV? Mm-mm.
Closed system, innit?
Well, you clearly haven't met the Oracle. They make the clothes, might as well call that OCTV when they're around.
Wait, so you got some magical bullshit?
No, it's just a name they adopt. They hackers, underground, they like to think they're bigger than they are. They give themselves fancy names, just a persona,
Anyway, yeah. Security risk. 3 laundry staff who are apparently off ill have shown up today. Someone's got to search the
Yes.
building for them.
Yes. Okay. Relax, people. Relax. I am sure I have security. They will look. You did a good job. Do you want a pat on the head? Do you want a medal? What kind of praise do you want to, make yourself feel better about finding this? Because clearly there's something here that you need some sort of affirmation.
Oh, no. You could do me a massive favor and send me.
On your
Please.
own.
Well, I'll call some boys round. We'll get it done in a quarter hour.
I don't want your boys near my hotel.
You
This
and your
place
fucking
is
dismay for my
expensive.
boys.
Okay? That's okay. I want you to rough people up on their turf or whatnot, but this hotel is expensive.
They'll dress nicely.
And I don't. It's not their fashion, it's their method. I don't want broken French furniture. You have to understand, I can't just get it fixed. It's expensive. There's
Yeah, you
art
replace it
in.
with the German stuff. It's much nicer.
Okay. I'll tell you what. If it makes you happy, go have a look. If you really want to.
You've made my day. Thank you very much.
And
I can't.
Oh my god, so stupid.
I think as Alexander walks off for a brief moment,
And he's off.
Quinn
Made
just.
both our days, actually.
I mean, I thought having someone with the kind of,
He's done
it has
a really
and
good job.
really
so
good
far.
job. It just, I sometimes forget he's a bit of a loose cannon that requires a deft touch. And I'll be honest, my mood and general feeling today is I can't be arsed with that. If I'm honest, I have far more tense things on my mind right now than trying to keep someone cosplaying from the 14 whatevers sane.
Well, how about this then? What's the agenda? And what point do you need Valerian?
Okay, see, now that's a sane question.
I also am just there, by the way.
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
just standing there.
I think as Valerian walks in, Quinn's shoulders kind of lower slightly. Back kind of relaxes a little bit. That bit of tension off the shoulders disappears. I'm glad you could make it. Did you arrive well?
Of course, Quinn. How would I not?
Well, I just know how dangerous things can be.
Please.
You
Traffic
know.
is great.
I'm assuming Marcus as well.
Of course, of course. I keep him very well.
Good. Okay. Now, the plan is thus. All the leaders will arrive one by one. I've scheduled them about 10 minutes apart, so hopefully they don't clash with each other, although that remains to be seen. We're all meeting in the ballroom to have a bit of a mingle. And I know that sounds a bit weird, us order lots, yes. We do like the mingle and the chatter. The Ravagers, not so much. But just to get to know each other and have each of the groups get used to each other. A bit like, I don't know, cats, I guess. Trying to get accustomed to each other.
So you'll be wanting lots of locked doors then?
Ideally. Then we're going to break out into the first so-called round of negotiations. We'll need the leaders and you, Valerian, for that. However, I believe we may have another guest. You see that Wayne points through the now open door to the ballroom. You see a figure coming the other side. Now, give me a second. I need to press some buttons.
Press the buttons. You got it.
Buttons!
I've been deftly pressing things. Hey, there we go.
Hey!
We are now
Hello.
complete. Right. We'll take a quick interlude from Quinn's voice. would you like to introduce yourself, Apollo, and who you're playing? And then we'll get on to the description.
Hey guys, God, I hope my mic is on right now.
It's on.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Hey guys, my name is Apollo. I'm an Irish cosplayer, voice actor, and just TTRPG nerd in general. I'm so sorry I was late. Health be. Oh, can I curse?
Yes!
Yes.
Health is a bitch.
I've been
My body
cursing for
hates
some
me.
time.
Talk about
We're
drinking
playing
blood and-
vampires.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
It's
to
not
cuss.
horror, but we can't talk about swearing.
God has cursed me for my hubris, and my punishment is having a dumb immune system. Truly.
Oh no.
But we're here and we're kicking and we're swinging. And I will be playing. It was my first Vampire the Masquerade character, so I'm really excited. I'll be
Ooh.
playing Gali Argenta. How much do you want me to tell you about Gali?
You know
Well,
what?
what he looks like right now, we can see him.
Yeah, give us a little bit about the backstory if you'd like, because we've missed the pre-stream opening and our friends here actually know nothing. So give us some tantalizing bits and then describe what they look like as they enter the ballroom.
Not knowing nothing is quite honestly a very common theme with Gali. Gali was a shy university student living in London, and let their friends convince them to go out one time. And the next thing they know, they woke up in a pool of blood that was probably someone's, in a bed that was definitely not their own. And for the past year, they've just been living. They fully changed their name, came out as non-binary, just let themselves enjoy being undead and not having to care about anything that came about in life. So Gali's having a good time, but also struggling because now Gali has to deal with these urges and hunger that they do not know how to understand or control.
So I would like to introduce everyone to Dom 2.0.
Oh no!
How
That's not
dare
fair.
you? How dare you? That's not fair.
Gallia went to university.
Exactly.
Anyway, I apologize.
Oh my god.
Yes, Gali in the ballroom of a hotel, appropriate
Yep.
attire. Yeah. Gali is wearing a black and white shirt, like it's half black, half white, and peak non-binary fashion in that there's almost like a harness piece on top of the shirt, but the harness is just rope. It's just shibari art. Just at casual in a very very business casual, but also that's a little bit risque. Wearing just a pair of leather pants and just very high, like scarlet red heels. As they walk in, you see that their hair is tied up and it's a high, like braided ponytail with silver jewelry adorning not only their hair but also their ears, their lips, and so many rings. Gali cannot pick up anything without it sounding like the little metal rod sound effect.
Not the metal rods dropping. Oh my god. I'm dead.
100%.
I think Valerian is the first one to rush towards Gali. Valerian is a I don't know how tall we said Valerian was. I keep forgetting the heights of
I
characters.
think we said, is it 5'9", 5'10"?
Yeah, something like that. Not very tall this time. No, I'm kidding. Well, normally I make characters who are like 6'4", 6'5". So, yes.
As it should.
So, honestly, so yeah, he stands about 5'9", graying hair that is slicked back, shaved up sides. He wears a white suit with a black tie, nice dress shoes, has a cane that is there, for sure. And yeah, and he comes up to you and puts out a hand and he goes, Valerian, very nice to meet you.
Tentatively takes your hand. Does a very like the type of motion where it's almost like they're gonna go to kiss your hand, but it's just very kind of like just a little bit of a nod. Gali, lovely to meet you too. What's stop? I'm gonna be real with you, straight up. What's going on?
So we are
What a call.
having a meeting of different of different factions out here in London who are striving to control London in their own way. And well, we are going to make sure that they don't eat each other.
All right. When you say factions, do you mean And Gali gets real close and just flashes a fang.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Oh, there are more. Oh, that's good.
We
Oh,
are
okay.
all kindred here. There are no mortals to be found.
Well, okay, you're sorry to use words I don't know, but okay.
Kindred
But
meaning vampires. Yes.
oh, okay. Oh, we have our own words for things. Oh, this is perfect.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I've never met another one. Hello, they curtsy straight up. I don't. That's weird.
So please don't do that. I might be a man of much money, but do not curtsy for me, please.
How much money?
You don't need to know these things. You're you're fledgling. How dare you?
Logos is, I think Logos is just going to lean into Quinn briefly and go, "Are we expecting this creature, this lovely creature here?"
Yeah. So this was the third person I invited to come along.
Wonderful.
I understand it may look like they are inexperienced. However, they have an incredible gravitas and an ability to command a room. And I thought that might be extremely useful. Right.
That is very important, Quinn. You're right. Absolutely.
I see. Brains, brawn, and social graces.
Winning smile.
Exactly.
I think. I,
Forgive me talking about you like you're not here. I'm just checking some details. My name is Logos Crow.
Pleasure to meet you. And don't worry about it. I like people talking about me.
Logos is about 5'8", 5'9". Is definitely wearing some heels to try and make himself look a little taller to keep up with age. He's wearing very plain business casual type attire with a dark red blazer, definitely one that might hide, say, blood. Very minimal sort of jewelry and attire. Has quite a thick beard, which is very nicely coiffed, and hair that has been shaven in on the side and tied back. Definitely trying to look like a hipster. Though maybe if you're a bit more fashion forward, it looks like somebody who's looks very closely at it, but hasn't quite got it right. Almost like they're someone older copying something new that's come around. I think possibly as they move, the only thing that you kind of notice other than that is that they seem to have dark tattoos just under their sleeve in strange little symbols, which, if you know what they are occult in nature.
I think occult in nature. Gally, now that Gally has gotten past the initial just nervousness, Gally's sounding like way more straighter, like straight back now. Gally is both mechanically and actually beautiful. They are supermodel level of beautiful, and at this point, now that they've clocked who they're in the presence of, Gally definitely also very tall. Me, Apollo, my fatal flaw in role playing is that I can't role play short characters. I don't know what it is.
Period.
I ain't never been short. I'm not about to start today.
Period.
Love that. That's almost the opposite of our friend Josh, who's notoriously tall and only plays short characters.
Love that.
You gotta get the little guy energy out somehow.
Mhm.
Gally stands at about, they're gonna be shorter than me though, at about 6'1" with heels, so probably about like 6 foot without heels. At this point, they've kind of, one hand has gone to their hip, they've dropped the hip, they're going out, and they're just not even, as they kind of just see the tattoos, they're just going to lightly, with a finger, just gonna touch the sleeve, just touch the cuff of the sleeve, and go, "It's a pleasure. I love your tattoos."
Thank you. They'll be very useful this evening.
Oh,
Your
Well.
tattoos are going to be useful.
Well, it's not like I can write them down in a book and carry them around anymore.
what are they of?
Interesting.
Alchemical ideas, some ritual concepts, things that I'm sure Valerian will be able to explain better than I can.
He literally looks confused and looks like around and he goes,
Quinn just like touches you slightly on the shoulder, Valerian. He goes, I think he's referring to blood, the experiments you do.
well, that's funny, but I don't know anything about magic.
I know, I think it was just meant in jest. You're fine.
Sure.
I love how even a year ago from the campaign we're playing, Valerian is being assigned look after the young one.
Bro!
Valerian,
Fuck!
Valerian does have two grumpy old men.
Yes, but they act like God. Oh my God.
Is it fair to say
Beautiful.
that Gally would have seen Alexander as they kind of stormed off to go and
Oh, yeah.
investigate?
For sure.
So wasn't even paying attention to you, not rudely, but just because they had a mission to do and they didn't want to have to spend around standing around a party.
Oh my God.
5'11", short black hair, wearing quite smartly dressed in a shirt, waistcoat, small bow tie, long dark coat, suit trousers. They're wearing dress shoes, but like they're a little bit modified to be practical, and also they are not clean. Like someone has attempted to clean them, but these look like lots of stains have been removed from them. And what stains they were, you're not 100%, but now you've heard they're all kindred, you can probably put two and two together. Yeah, I'm wearing a flat cap as well.
I was about to say, do not forget that flat cap.
It walked off the set of Peaky Blinders, basically, and have stormed off into the main hotel on a mission to find some spies. Pulls out a Beretta from their pocket.
No!
That very focused gentleman over there is Alexander, who I'm certain you're going to meet very soon.
I try not to judge. He scared me a little bit.
Most
The
people think
energy
that at
was-
first.
He's
The
truly
energy
not
was
that
a little
scary.
bit unsettling, but like I understand it now.
Yes.
If it's of any consolation, we actually will be relying on that a little bit this evening, I think.
It's like
Okay, well, I'm glad you all arrived safely. I don't want to be the rude one, but I still have some preparations to do, and the rest of the guests will be arriving oh so momentarily. So I'm going to have to ask you to go back into the ballroom, if you'd be so kind.
I look to her, I go, don't get murdered while you're in there.
I'll be fine. Besides, I'm wearing a red dress. No one would be able to tell if I was murdered. I'll look beautiful even in death.
This is true.
Or undeath.
This is true.
Or re-death. Who knows? I don't think I've ever come up with a name for it yet.
Good luck, Quinn.
Thank you. It means a lot.
If you need us, we're presently in earshot.
Yes.
You have our numbers, if not.
Yes, I will scream loudly. Should something happen.
That you will. I close the door to the conference room.
I'm not sure whether we should follow Alexander or not.
Well, we can't leave him alone.
Yeah.
I just want to say, if Quinn dies, I'm taking that dress. That dress.
It is very good, and you should. I think it would look great on
I
you.
think just a couple modifications, and I think it would be incredible.
Of course, you'd have to take it in, otherwise you'd be swimming in it.
Oh yeah, look. Immortality. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yes, of course.
As you three sort of mill the ballroom for a moment, contemplating whether you should or should not go chasing after a now apparently Beretta wielding Alexander.
If you've ever seen Pierce Brosnan in a James Bond movie where he does this really weird door acting, when every
Sadly,
time
I
he
have.
walks through a door, he's doing something with a gun, that is Alexander going through every floor of this hotel.
Oh my god. This is my favorite
Just-
thing. I love it. So good.
This Callum does this every time. There's just this ball of chaos appears every time. It's like,
Thank God it does.
yes,
Thank
every
God.
time it disappears and completely throws me a blinder.
Pinky blinder.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You get out of here. Call a cab. Get out.
I think what I'm going to say is we're going to take our quick break here where we decide which way we want to go. Feel free to go to the toilet, get a drink. I know I need a top up because I'm all the way at the bottom of my drink now, so I need a top up. Stretch your legs, stretch your arms, get out and about. We will be back in approximately 10 minutes. So that's 20 to 9 for me, 20 to 10 on the continent. And we will see you then. Busy bye. And we're back. Have everyone had a good break? Refilled their water, had a bit of a stretch. Just sitting in these chairs can make you uncomfortable after an hour or two. Excuse me. Last we left off, our coterie was split. Coterie in brackets. It's like, what do you call another group of kindred that aren't a coterie? A group? But a party?
A gaggle?
An adventure. It's
A gaggle, a
adventure.
clutch, a
Adventure.
clutch, a clutch.
Adventure. We've decided to. Well, sorry, let's rephrase that. Alexander has decided to take matters into their own hands and investigate this missing laundry or replaced laundry workers hunch. Technically, on the blessing of Quinn, but kind of on the, hey, if you want to do it, sure, but maybe you shouldn't. But she didn't get that part out, because by the time she said sure, Alexander had already started the walk towards the service elevator. And our remaining group is standing in the ballroom, considering whether to follow or wait for the guests that are due to arrive any moment now.
God.
So
Because
I would
I
say
don't-
make your choice.
Because I don't want to seem unprofessional. Because they're about to arrive.
But as much as I don't want to abandon Alexander, my remit is very simple. My job is to keep you safe and guarded. Alexander has obviously got his own way of doing it, but if you want to follow Alexander, I'm happy to do that. I think you could probably do with the help, but if not, I will stick to you.
I'm quite honestly, I'm here to help influencer marketing. Basically, I don't know how old you two are, if you're vampires, which is really weird to me still. Anyway, I'm here to be a face to be friendly to people. I'm here to help drum up business. I'm honestly here to try to network with, well, now vampires again. This is a day. But the little guy, Alexander, should we be worried about him or the people that he is going to interact with eventually?
Yes, I think a little bit of both.
Well, I think we should be worried about him, not necessarily the people. But
Then maybe we should get him.
At least help him investigate this matter with the missing staff.
Oh.
And
Yeah. But if this is going to be as large an event as I was told, we'll need as many hands on deck as we can. So that'll help us in the long run.
fancy a sojourn downstairs to the laundry room for a second?
fine. Make it quick. And he storms out the door.
A real quick turn. I'm bad with names.
Oh, it's fine. We all are.
Me,
A real quick,
Logos.
I turned to Logos. How much money are we talking?
Enough that I've heard of him.
Okay. Gee.
I'm assuming you've got some level of fame, as well as your influence, Valerian.
Valerian, yes, absolutely. Like every kindred knows of Valerian because of his blood bag business. Like everyone knows.
Awesome.
Alexander gets to the elevators, pulled out the Beretta and gone, "They've given me the wrong gun. I asked for the Volta PPK.
Oh my
Question:
God.
did you keep the safety on that gun?
Yes, of course I did. I'm not a moron.
Okay. That's
I'm
fine.
professional. Picks up the gun, puts it back in the holster. Fine, I'll just do this. Do it the old-fashioned way.
No, that could have been disasterific.
I
Oh.
really thought you were gonna say puts in the holster, takes off the safety, throws it again.
If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this right.
Keeps pressing the elevator button.
I think waiting
I should
on
have
the
taken on the
elevator.
stairs.
Oh my god. I think waiting on the elevator we catch up to them, question
Yep.
mark?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is not that big of a hotel in terms of like dimensions. You can easily catch up by the time the elevator gets there.
Who's the silverware collection?
Hi, Alexander. Is it? My name is Gali Argenta. Lovely to meet you.
Valley Argenta.
Mm-hmm.
What magazines did you cut out to get that name? I like it. It's good. It's mysterious. It's great. I like it. You got a future, kid.
Brand recognition is the name of the game. Yeah. So you're looking for lost staff, correct?
3 members of... Wait, they on the level?
Yes, we filled them in, of course, in the time you were gone.
Cool. Right. 3 staff have got reported in being ill, but apparently they signed in. That's suspicious. Either been replaced and they're here to disrupt the attendant events. 2, they pretended to be ill but signed in anyway, and that's suspicious in general. Or 3, this is just a mistake and I'm chasing a lead that doesn't matter. But the likelihood of that happening is stupid, so we're just going to ignore that option.
All right. Well, you've been pressing the wrong button on the elevator. So let me just get that for you.
Listen, back in my day, we didn't have elevators or buttons like this.
Yes, you did.
How old are you? Wait, are you?
We
also...
didn't leave us, thank you very much. I'll have you know, I worked in a dockyard for 5 years.
Back in my day, we had to actually open the doors ourselves to our elevators.
Oh my
Um,
god. I just like lean over to Gally and I go, Victorian era, don't worry about it, okay?
Whoa, I'm a history student. That's old. This is rude, but how old are you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh please, I'm only a couple a dozen year old. Don't worry.
Bleeding baby, that's what they are. Bleeding
True.
baby.
So my apparent age is late 40s. I'm not going to tell you the exact number. I have to keep my secrets, thank you.
55.
How dare you? I am 49.
That's how you get the correct answer.
Anyways, I was turned about 20 years ago.
Oh, that's crazy. I've been about to like check their phone. It's been about a year for me. You're like the
just a
first ones I've met.
baby.
Oh god. Why is this? Is this elevator even working? Why is it taking so long?
Don't worry. Stick with
the
me,
reason-
kid. You're gonna be having blood bags all around and just don't worry about anything. Okay?
Blood
The-
bags? I just been biting.
Good.
Oh,
Good for you.
as long as you're keeping safe and not
Covering
messing-
it up, you know?
no
Wait,
problems.
hold on a minute. You know about the masquerade, right?
I didn't think that the event tonight was a masquerade ball.
No. Oh no.
no. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, you see
I think
you
all three
see
of them.
Valerian's face goes even wider than normal. Like,
just pulls out a pamphlet going, what you need to know about the masquerade.
oh my god. No, he
No,
does not
no.
carry that.
Was it? No, it's the masquerading you.
Exactly. No, he definitely explains about the masquerade, about upholding that there are no vampires in this world and that there's only humans, even us. So that we should definitely be more careful about how we eat people.
Logos, being more of a practical-minded person, will probably give some examples
Mhm.
of vampires who have got caught, and particularly in relation to the Inquisition, which is a primary concern to all of us right now. So clearly you're doing something right because you haven't been caught yet, and if none of us have heard of you, that's a good sign. In that instance, at any rate. But yes, just need to be very careful how you feed, where you feed, and just make sure you don't make a mess of it, really.
All right.
And if you do, here's my business card.
Oh my god! I look at Alexander kind of like,
Do you want one too?
yeah. No. I take one. I go, you know what? It's good to have contacts around here.
Me and my boys, we're really good at cleaning up messes. And normally, I would invite my boys to help me investigate this whole hotel. But apparently, my boys aren't good enough for Quinn.
Well, they're probably good enough just outside of the hotel. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I put the card in my breast pocket.
So the reason why
That
the
for a rainy
elevator
day.
took too long is because both the up and down buttons were pressed. So it has had to do a whole loop up and down before it actually arrived. The doors
How many-
open. How many floors?
How many floors are in this hotel?
So you've got 15 floors up, and then you've got 5 floors down.
Right,
So 20
if we
altogether.
If we split 5 each, we can get this done in no time.
Or we can go down, which is where laundry rooms normally are kept, away from where people
Yeah,
are
but
staying.
if they aren't who they say they are, surely they won't be there.
Well, how about we check that first and then we go check other floors?
Fine,
Because
but
if
if
they-
we don't get this solved by the time the first guests arrive, it's on your head, not mine.
Of course, I take full responsibility for anything that happens to us.
No one's got a bottle PPK on them, have they?
No, I do have a revolver if you want that.
No, it's okay.
Okay, cool.
So one of the things about the masquerade is
You guys have guns?
What we have? What? No, what? That's crazy. I
Hands
think
them,
so.
hands them a spare gun. You want one?
not in the UK. There's very
No.
strict gun laws here. They're
Yes.
certainly not easy to get hold of on the black market when everybody else is not looking.
Listen,
Yes.
Gary, this can be really dangerous. So, like, if you want a gun, here you go. It's a small one.
Straight up has just started opening up a notes app on their phone. I'm learning a lot. Takes the
Let's
gun,
take notes.
takes the
Yeah.
gun, has no holster, puts it like in between the ropes of the shirt.
Oh
Okay,
my god.
right.
We have to
Listen,
keep it a
you,
little bit hidden.
I'm gonna take that off you for security reasons. God.
Okay.
If
Only
they
Alexander
survive-
could give a gun for security reasons and then
And then
immediately
remove
take
it.
it away for security reasons.
Pats on head. Listen, kid. If you survive all this,
Oh god.
my gang is a great place to train young kindred.
Oh my
So
God.
we'll be fine.
I'm like behind Alexander, like
Um,
Uh,
when we survive all this, I'd like just like a history book, if we have one.
Oh, in that case,
You don't
I've
need a
got
history
I've got
book.
a few that
I'll
you
live
might
through most
enjoy.
of it. Sorry.
Honestly.
Bad jokes don't get better over time, apparently, do they? Just
No.
get worse.
Yes.
I'll have you know, I used to be a stand-up comedian back in the 80s.
That explains so much.
Welcome
Sadly,
to
it does.
Jobs I Once Had. That's a new closing segment.
Listen, I have a speciality in comedy. You can check my character sheet.
Yeah, there is a specialty in comedy.
and then we go over, why is there a gap in your resume? And you go, I signed an NDA. I signed an NDA.
It's so
I'm glad
funny that
about it.
if there was an NDA, that was the thing they signed, and not for that time they worked for MI5.
So we're standing in this elevator. Up, down.
down,
Down,
wherever.
Down,
Yeah.
down.
There's surely a list of things on the side.
Yeah.
Laundry anywhere?
There's enough of a map you can work out that the the basement 5 is where the laundry room is. It's not a particularly well lit elevator. This truly is a service elevator, not one of the grand elevators that guests would use. It takes probably about a minute and a half to fully make the drop down. Again, not a very fast elevator. Sometimes you swear you hear it creak slightly. You reach the bottom floor. The doors open. The opulence of the upper floors is removed as we're now met with darker, drabber sort of corridors of just plain brick, exposed pipework. And at the very end of this corridor, a door with the room tag of laundry and a slightly ajar door.
I take it back. I'm pretty sure I have been here before. I recognise this pipework.
Oh my god. I would like to turn on my heightened senses. Thank you very much.
I would like to sense the unseen.
Wow,
Okay.
we really are the scanners of this group.
Yes. Okay, I won't make you roll for sense the unseen because that would be pointless. That you don't sense anything on your thing there. On heightened senses, a roll one again. Remind me off the top of your head, Inez. Was it just
Do I have
auto?
to do a roll?
I can't remember.
The cost is free.
Okay. That's fine.
But if I actually want to do something like
Let's have a look.
having the power
Just
active
remind
for
myself.
longer stretches of times without rest.
Okay.
Might necessitate spending willpower at the storyteller's discretion. But
Yeah.
other than that, I don't necessarily have.
Okay.
to-
Which
Which plus resolve? There you go.
Sorry.
Give me. That's fine. No,
It's
it's
okay.
it's handy
It
to have
does-
someone
yeah.
who actually has the book as opposed to the PDF. The PDF is a nightmare to navigate. Make me a wits plus resolve roll DC 3.
All right.
If you'd be so kind.
Resolve.
While I have a drink.
No modifier. Difficulty 3. Do it. Oh God. I would like to willpower that. Thank you.
I think actually how it works is you turn it on. If there's a loud noise, you have to roll wits resolve to resist being affected by it. What it
you're right,
actually does is
yeah.
add Auspex. So your dots and Auspex you add
That's what
to
I
any perception roll dice pools. So what it will mean is if you want to roll for perception or something similar to that level, you would add 2 dots worth
Two
of.
extra
How many
dice.
dots have you got in Auspex?
That's a 1.
You'd add a die to your dice pool. That's how it works.
Yes, that's what
Okay.
I thought too. That's why
That's
I was
fine.
like,
No, that's fine. If you spent
Speed
willpower, that's it. Take it back. Awesome. So you activate that. You can't see any light coming from this room as you get closer. Not at least at the distance you're at. As you get closer, you start to see some light, but it's clear that like the main ceiling lights aren't on in this room. Basically, the light coming out through the door is a little too low to suggest that someone is actively there with the lights on.
do I hear anything? I can make a wits
Yeah.
awareness if you want me to.
Yeah, make me a Where is it? Too many skills and too many combinations of things you can have. Give me intelligence plus awareness.
All right.
But you can add your
My aspects.
specs dice, yeah. It's only DC 2. It's not hard.
Difficulty 2. I-
Oh, ooh.
Can I willpower that?
You can willpower that if you want to come out of clutch. Beast
Why
of
am I
Failure.
at
It's
2
fun
hunger,
noise
by
to
the way?
hear.
I think I'm at 1 hunger, right? Damn.
Yeah, you.
technically, none of us rolled rouse checks at the start of the
We did
fight.
not.
No, I'm
And
This is true.
not going to
And-
force a round at the start of a 2-shot. That's just
And,
pure
and I
evil.
also, we should all be at 1 hunger because we all
Mm.
start at 1 hunger anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
you probably have 2 hunger because of Valerian in the future.
yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
So reset Valerian Future back to 1.
Yes.
It's fine. Welcome to complicated, crunchy dice mechanics of Vampire.
So one of those blood dice is supposed to be a regular dice, so I
Yeah.
can reroll 2? Question mark.
Yes, we roll 2. It's fine. I'm not gonna sit here and.
How dare you?
Can I also make a?
Is
a
Alexander
token-
whistling or something right next to
Can I also?
And it's just so loud that I'm like, ah.
Could I also make
You
an
can-
awareness check?
Yeah. Yeah, make any kind of check you want.
Here's the thing: I have no dots in awareness. That's
No.
why it's so bad. it's so bad.
Who needs it?
Is it still?
Well, I
difficult
do.
Still doing 2, yeah.
Seems
yeah.
like I do.
to- That's how it's done.
Okay.
How? Oh
Right.
my god.
Callum, you are better at remembering this than me. Remind me what bestial failure is off the top of your head. I've not got the cheat sheet open.
So
Um,
bestial failure would be depending on the circumstance. Like, you could argue that I do it in a way that stains my humanity, or I do it in a way that. Oh God, my brain. I wasn't expecting to be on this week.
I have my cheat sheet, but it's not in the place where it should be. So I'm just like hurrying to my.
Hunger die. There we go.
It's
ma-
either stain on humanity or a masquerade breach.
Yeah, if it makes sense.
If it makes sense. Oh yes, I'll tell you what. Because I
Oh,
can't.
it
go on.
specifically says here if none of the above conditions fit the narrative, such as a stealth or awareness test, the character must act out a compulsion, or the test fails completely.
Okay, roll me 1d10.
Uh,
I think this is for Valerian though, isn't it? 'Cause I think you didn't pass that bestial. Yeah, you didn't get the.
I did. I got the
You got
bestial
the failure,
failure.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
got the bestial failure. Yes.
I thought I had got a beast.
No. I'm resolving 2 things simultaneously. I'm trying to multi-GM while trying to reference the rules at the same
So-
time.
It's an 8 this time.
An 8. Okay. You can. Would you like to? I guess Callum seen what the 8 is.
Paranoia, isn't it?
Would you like to say it out loud?
Yeah, it's paranoia.
Yeah. After Alexander making maybe a few too many noises, you start to struggle to tell what the difference is between actual noise and the noises in your head. Is that really you? Is that really someone else? Is there someone in front of you? Is there someone behind you? You have to play the next scene
Oh, that
as
gave me a
if
shiver.
Valerian is paranoid.
Oh, that gave me a shiver.
If you do, you can regain one of your willpower back.
How lovely. I most
Um,
certainly will. And
Hail
so,
and I shall smite you.
so everyone, what this looks like to everyone else who's watching me, is that I was listening very intently, and then all of a sudden I look behind me, and then I start like, I pull out the gun, and I'm like, who is there?
Can I know that Valerian just kind of did listen. I think is this enough to kind of make Logos go, oh, Valerian's picked up on something that I missed.
I think at this point, I think as a group combined, you've telegraphed that. So I forgot to resolve Alexander's check.
Sorry,
you can definitely hear the sounds of machinery in that room. And you can hear the sound of things being loaded into a machine. And then that for Valerian, pulls out the gun.
Valerian, try to keep it on the down low. Professionalism.
And then I look to my left and I go, I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
And then he kind of puts a hand on one ear, and winces, like something's like way too loud.
I want to turn those sensors down. Washing machines can be really loud.
I think Gally will try to get to a distance from you, that probably not like right up next to you, but just kind of get low, hands up, kind of like, hey, telegraphing I'm not a threat. Although they're probably really thinking like, hey, they probably are the biggest threat right now. They got a whole gun.
Yeah, because when you do that, like Valerian's grip on the gun tightens.
Yeah, Gally's. Whoa. Okay. Look at me. Just me. Okay. It's very bright. It can be very loud. We're gonna breathe. I know we don't need to breathe, but we're gonna just do it. Okay. Remember how it feels. In through the nose.
Yeah, it's true. We don't need to breathe.
Out. Okay.
We haven't got even lungs.
Wait, so hold on. So you're like low to the ground? Question mark?
Yeah, just kind of like hunched, hands up, just very making themselves smaller to not be a threat.
Uh-huh.
They're just attempting in this moment to. They don't know that you've gone full paranoid. I think Gally would just assume or think, this looks like a panic attack. I'm just going to try talk to them through it. See if we can calm this down.
That's so good.
Yes.
Because that's how I'm like acting it, but with like he's hearing things that are not there.
Okay.
And so when you do that, I want to make sure the gun is on safety. He drops the gun, and then he immediately goes like into he drops to the ground into like a ball hugging his knees, and you can hear while he does that and while he's like frantically looking around, you can hear like his bones like crack within his body, and he just seems very, very distressed.
Gally, give me a charisma plus persuasion.
Oh, thank you for asking me to roll the best thing I can.
Exactly. I was about to say this is your shit.
I'm gonna put the DC up. Do I be nasty? I'm gonna say DC's 5 for this.
God,
this
that's
is
so high.
This is difficult.
Do you want me to roll in both?
If you've got physical
or-
dice, roll physical dice.
Yay!
We spend a lot of money on them. We might as well use them.
How do people have this many D10s?
You get a lot of other sets.
There you go.
You buy 9 sets. You have 9 D10s.
Okay. Anything over 6 is success. 1, 2, 3.
Double 10s is 4.
I do not have enough successes. Also, on the die that I'm considering my blood die, I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Okay.
But okay.
You should be okay on that.
willpower?
Yeah, you can
Okay,
willpower reroll.
How many successes
I'll do
did you
that.
get?
I got 4 successes, so I
4.
just need 1 more success.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect.
But you
So
can
roll
roll up
3
to
more.
3. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can roll up to 3 more.
Perfect.
Yep.
Okay, then I'll spend that willpower and I'll re-roll the other
That's fine.
3 dice. Yeah, all of those. So that's
Awesome.
a total of 4, 5, 7 successes.
Whoa!
Now you see why the DC was 5.
Beautiful.
So
The fear that entered my body.
you have to push through a little bit. You have to focus and really hyper tune your mind. But you are able to kind of comfort, put a blanket, sort of like a metaphorical mental blanket around Valerian. I will say on that sheer number of successes, you no longer have to be paranoid.
Wow. That's amazing.
Gally helps you center you, and I will say that class is being acted out properly. Therefore, you get the willpower back.
I think for Gally, what it looks like is definitely like the calm talking, and then halfway through realizing that they're still, because they've only been kindred for a year, they still are trying to go to that place of humanity of what can you see, what can you feel, and they realize no, because that's all pointless at this the way we are now. So they just kind of sit with you and they say, you can hear yourself cracking your own bones, can't you? Feel how powerful you are. Nothing here is a threat to you. You're in control.
Well,
that is like exactly what you
Very
needed
cool.
to say to get him to calm down, because everything he does is feel powerful all day.
given Logos's background and affinity, can he tell this is a beast thing, or over like somebody else trying to do something?
With your background knowledge, you definitely know this is a bestial thing. This was Valerian trying to overextend themselves and temporarily letting the beast out. But no, you are composed once more. However,
Amazing.
this has cost you time.
Yes. I do, by the way, stand up together with Gally, and then I extend a hand
I take it.
for a firm handshake.
My hand's so weak.
Logos, how are you in a fight?
Depends on how they're fighting, really. But no, I'm not a combatant.
Okay, I'll try and do this peacefully then. We've lost enough time. Well done, Silvertongue. That was impressive work.
We are not a combat effective party, I don't think.
No.
I can talk. I'm hot. That's it.
There you go.
Alexander
So you-
walks towards the door, kind of signals everyone to stay slightly back just in case this goes wrong. Opens the door.
Okay.
Who's in there?
You open the door, and the first thing you hear is a click.
Yep.
I need.
Oh no! I didn't take the celerity! I looked at it and I didn't take it! Oh, I thought I took the gunshot thing! Oh, okay, it's fine. It's fine.
I need you to give me dexterity. Dexterity plus athletics, I guess. As you're trying,
Sure do.
you are trying to avoid something. And there's no acrobatics. I keep forgetting there's no acrobatics in Vampire.
I am going to blood surge.
Okay.
And fail that horribly. So I am going to, but I think it's pretty fair to blood surge in this. I am at blood potency 3, so I just need to check how many dice I get.
I want to say it's 2, isn't it?
It's 3 die.
3 die. Okay. Well, it's good because this is a DC 3 roll.
Plus 3 to my dice. Difficulty is 3. Go. Do I want to take a bullet? This is the question. Bullets only do.
I want to be. I don't want to be that DM. At what point, that GM or storyteller? At what point did I say bullet?
Well, if it's a fucking steak, that's fine.
All I said was click.
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, play a character like I'm gonna re-roll that with willpower, if that's okay.
That's the pen you dropped earlier, isn't it, Hedge? That's all it is.
That's all it is. I just dropped my pen again.
Okay, I didn't get it.
You didn't get it. Okay, I'm going to say roll me another d10. That result is your compulsion, the beastal failure.
Okay.
And while you do that, I will tell you what happens. Unfortunately, you've been here before, Callum. Maybe not as Alexander, but as you hear the click, you then hear 7. Okay. You hear a clang of metal on the ground, and then all of a sudden, a bright explosion of light and sound as a impromptu flashbang goes off in the room. You are now disorientated and blinded.
Every one of us, or just Alexander?
Just Alexander, because Alexander walked into the room. You guys hung back a little bit, so you guys are fine.
Because Alexander's a good party member.
Yeah.
So we just see you open the door, walk in, and then there's this flash of light coming out.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh.
So for the next about a minute, you're blinded, and you also take -2 dice to physical and mental checks.
Ooh.
While you recover from it. What does everyone else want to do?
Well, I rush in there, of course. Gun drawn.
By the time you rush in, by the time you rush in, you realize that the room is empty. There is a washing machine that looks like it was half loaded. There are a couple of laundry carts all over the room. It looks like this was recently worked up until probably a very few moments ago. There's a couple of laundry chutes on the wall that suggest, for anyone who's been in hotels, a chute that goes from like upper floors to lower floors. But there's a fire exit at the back, which at this point looks like it's been untouched.
So that's
Sorry.
That's when I look behind every single cart, and in every single cart.
I say Logos is probably going to turn the carts over.
There you go.
I think as you do that, there is one cart that is too heavy for one person to move on its own. So I think I'd say Logos and Valeria sort of work together to tip this one down. As you do, a scruffy looking kind of brown scraggly haired man rolls out, coughing slightly. They are on the floor. And, the second they see the gun, they kind of half put their hands up a little bit. What are you doing here?
Now, what are you doing here?
Don't say that you work here. People who work here don't put flash grenades on doors.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. Just tell us what we want to know.
Cross cop, bad cop, good cop.
There you go.
Cross cop, good cop. Sexy cop.
Currently can't see you, so even if I wanted to rip you apart, I couldn't.
Blind cop. Oh my god.
Okay.
I'm dead.
Okay.
I'm fucking dead.
I see. I see when I'm beat. Okay. I didn't think there'd be this many of you.
Where's the other two?
The other two what?
You're not working alone. There's 3 of you that are meant to be ill.
Ill? What do you... My name is Brandon. Simple. What's wrong with that?
He's called Brandon. He's clearly not the mastermind.
Well,
Why the fuck did you put a flashbang on the door?
because that's what I was told to do
By who?
by a contact. I think at
Tell
this
me what
point,
is in the room.
I think at this point it doesn't take a detective to work out this is a mortal.
I was about to just kind of
Yeah.
try his soul just to see whether he was a ghoul or something.
No, this is a pure mortal. All I know is I was told to pretend I had a job here, stay down here, and make enough of a scene to get someone to notice me and pull them away from something and,
Oh, wonderful.
Pull them away from
This is
where?
why I should have gone by myself.
I looked at Gally. I go, from the main event, of course. We have to go.
You go upstairs. I'll deal with this one. Points in
You
the
are-
wrong direction.
I adjust your arm to the right direction.
Look,
Put the gun down. Just put it in the right direction.
Actually, I might have an idea. And I will look at this fellow and go, I don't think you remember us coming down here. I don't think you remember the last 5 minutes. It's all a bit foggy, actually. And I just motion to my friends to leave the room.
I
I'll
just
use-
look at you like, one of us. And then I drag Alexander with me.
I'll use Cloud Mind to kind of remove
Yep.
the whole
the whole
incident.
event.
You should probably make them forget more. If they've been told to make a distraction, they haven't done it yet.
What do you mean? This is quite a distraction, don't you think?
No, they didn't make a distraction. That was me figuring it out before they did. Whatever they were going to do. Check the washing machine.
I don't think a roll is required because they're mortal. I believe you can just wipe.
Yes.
You can just cloud memory of mortals on a whim.
Says, if they're not expecting it, which I don't
Yeah.
think they are.
No.
Vampires and supernaturals, it's more difficult.
Yes, but against a mere mortal, yeah, you can easily wipe this guy's memory of the past 5 or so minutes that you barged into the room. Sort of see after a second of memory wipes. His memory's in a bit of a haze right now, so you can leave and not have it register. Or you can stay and wait for him to get his memory back. Well, not get his memory back, but wait for him to question why someone's in the laundry room.
I think I want him to believe that he hasn't been discovered yet, and that he's still
Got it.
waiting to draw people away.
Take the grenade.
I turn to Valerian. I turn and I just say, "That's a Jedi mind trick."
And Valerian, in his richest voice, goes, "A what?"
Oh my god. Have you
Okay.
not discovered the marvel of film? What is wrong with you, Valerian? If I ever get my sight back, I'm gonna cry. Because film's like the best thing that humans have invented since I've been around.
Well, I'm sorry. I've been busy running a business. Thank you.
Yeah,
Valerian?
some of us multitask. Now,
We will have a day, and we will watch the Star Wars movies, and you will learn.
And I think just as the door is closing, Logos in a very quiet voice says, "But only the first 3, right?"
true fans only watch 4 and then ignore the rest because it's not George Lucas's vision.
How dare you?
I'm
Wow.
actually thinking just the sequel trilogy.
Oh.
As we're nerding out back down the corridor, you once again begin to hear the sounds of washing machines being loaded and I'm gonna roll and see how smart our guy really is, and does he do what I want? Oh god, he's stupid. He realizes, he does notice that the flashbang's not there anymore, and thinks, oh, I forgot to set it. So goes off to reset the trap, doesn't reset it properly, and flashbangs himself.
Oh my god.
Fucking take that, you bastard!
There's just this high-pitched bang behind you. I would say cool people don't look at explosions, but you don't want to look at this one because you will be blinded.
Right.
But just as
We're
you're
looking for staff members.
Yes.
If he's been sent to distract, we're looking for staff members. They're probably in the ballroom.
Yes, we have to go now. The guests are probably here already.
Yeah, Valerian has to go and show themselves. Not in that way. Come on, for fuck's sake.
Excuse me. Very important negotiations. Thank you very much.
Back upstairs then.
Yes, upstairs it is. You get back in the elevator, make your way back up to the main floor.
I would like to make a phone call.
Who would you like to phone?
A friend.
Hello, boys. These fucking bozos don't have any good security around here, and they managed to get 3 people replaced because, you know, they didn't ask us to do security on this. I need you lot to infiltrate the hotel and explore the rest of it to make sure there's no other suspicious-looking staff members on the floors that aren't the ballroom.
Okay. You sort of see that they kind of relay back to you. They're happy to do this, but they're not in the area. They were, you know, expecting to be called, so it's going to take a little bit for them to actually get a few people together and start the process. But they will start the process.
I'm talking to Bill, right?
Well, yes. Who,
Right, Bill,
who did you think you were
we
talking
need
to?
kindred only. Kindred only.
Okay. I can manage that. That'll take a bit longer, but I can manage that. That's fine.
Yeah. You know, keep it on a down low. Oh, the laundry room. There's a fucker who's just he's just set up a flashbang on himself. Ignore him. Just make sure no one goes down there.
Okay, we can do that.
You've got 2 hours, and if you're late, well, I'm not a mean boss, so I'm not going to do anything. But just know I'll be disappointed.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah, that has a face worse than
horrible.
death. Also, like, I don't want to be like the mean one, but what happened to your voice? It sounds normal.
Flashbang.
Okay. I didn't know flashbangs cause you to change accents.
So it causes me to get very angry, and then my accent changes.
Oh, okay. At that point, he just hangs up. He obviously needs to know.
Can't get the staff these days.
We arrive back at the ballroom. Unfortunately, while you've been gone, a lot of people have now entered. At least one of the factions have arrived. You can definitely tell who it is. It is the Clapton Ravagers. And the reason you know they've arrived is because they have not arrived in any kind of formal attire at all.
Exactly.
They are a rough-rousing group who tend to wear leather jackets, combat jeans, and nice thick boots. They do not care what you think about them, and any attempt to try and insult them is usually met with violence. Although they're behaving at the moment, for the most part. Behaving as well as a Ravager can. You know, trying to eat a few canapes, kind of being a bit disturbed by the whole process of it. There are a few staff here now, waiters holding trays, and There is alcohol here for those that do choose to partake in it. Obviously, it's not a mandatory thing. Some people still like to hold on to the illusion that they can drink and just do the blush of life. You know, people like Valerian. And they
Not gonna miss out on a drink, am I? God.
and
It's real weird that it's really weird that they've got canapes when everyone's going to use the blush of life to eat. It's just a bit of a meaningless thing.
Some of us do like to cling to what humanity we can, where we can.
I'm going to just turn to the group of ourselves and just say, where people have always started arriving. We were supposed to be here already. How would it be an idea for me to make a little bit of a distraction so that you all can get into positions to make it seem like you were already here?
It's Kit. He won't give a damn.
Won't?
Kit does
Alright.
not care. Thank you, though, Jolly. That is very thoughtful of you.
Let me know when someone who I should care about enters the room. This is
Oh.
wild
Oh.
to me.
From here on out.
You see the young one? The young one who's walking around like they've got a cock the size of Manhattan.
That's a way to say it. But yeah.
Yeah, that's Kit. Leads the Ravagers.
yes.
Mm,
Kit at the moment is currently kind of like nudging shoulders with two of his bodyguards, so to speak. Kit looks very young. Looks to be probably early 20s in appearance. Kind of brushed back. I think it's a brown lass. I don't know. I said he was a brown, not a blonde. Brown hair. He has tried to make an effort, unlike everyone else around him. As well as wearing his normal leather jacket, he's also wearing a waistcoat and just the waistcoat. No proper shirt. It's just the waistcoat, his normal vest top, and the leather jacket over the top. He's
Did
trying.
he take out of H&M on the way past?
Yeah,
on the way
sort of-
here.
So what past? Oh, I can take that.
We can hear sirens go past
in the
as
background.
Oh
the
my god.
It's heading to H&M.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's trying to look fashion forward for once. He is having a time of his life. He's being jovial. He's having a laugh. Although with Kit, having a laugh normally means at someone else's expense.
There you go.
He is not a particularly nice person. Very direct, very, if I want it, I'll have it. And if you don't like it, well, fuck off.
Exactly.
Kind of person. You see that Quinn is now in the ballroom. Looking... Let's just say your absence has been noted.
okay.
And so I will look to the group and I go, please excuse me, I have some things to explain to Quinn and then also Kit.
Yeah. Social butterfly's got a social butterfly.
Of course. And so I'm off and
You're
I
off.
go to Quinn and I stand, I like creep up next to her and I just go, sorry I'm late.
It's fine, honestly. I assume your little cavalcade was productive.
Of some sorts. We
Hey,
are
Logos.
having
You don't think they've
the
got history, do
hotel
you?
time.
I have my suspicions, yes.
Oh, they fuck.
But I'm no harpy, so
Y'all don't even
can-
know.
I
Anyway,
can Gally walks over. Gally's like, looks around the room, looks at the Ravager. The description to Gally is just like, smash this entire room. Anyway, walks over to join Valerian.
out of interest, actually, I think I
Yeah.
was about to suggest that because I think from an outside perspective, Gali makes a wonderful bit of
if you pardon the objectification, a wonderful bit of arm candy.
Bleeding out, bleeding out.
I was going to say, given what the kindred of the city deal with, and that is it likely that some of the Ravagers may have come to me for assistance at any point in time?
Yeah, I suspect that quite you probably have your finger in the pie of all four of the factions to a degree. I would say the Ravagers are probably the ones that keep you the most at arm's length.
Until they have a werewolf in their back garden.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're the... That's not just you, though.
Logos!
That's not strictly a you problem. That's just how the Ravagers operate. I think Valerian gets a very similar stance, where it's like, if we need you, we'll call you. If not, stay out of my way. That's just typical Kit.
Yes. Fucking bitch.
I mean, look, Kit's arrived. He hasn't torn down the furniture, so that's a start.
Poor form on him, poor form.
And, look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna try and hide it. Kit is the most vocal against this entire deal. Mostly because his headquarters exist in inner London, and as per the agreement, we all have to leave inner London to you. And they're not exactly happy about leaving Clapton behind. Can't exactly be the Clapton Ravagers without Clapton, can you?
True. So the people that have come to stand with Valerian and Quinn, when she mentions that inner London is supposed to be his, you see the slightest smile, just a corner of the mouth curl up, and he just goes, "Well, I suggest I'd go mingle then."
If you can try and convince him anymore, but I suspect in the negotiations, he's just going to be, well, Kit. I probably should have asked for the conference table to be reinforced.
Please, I have my ways of getting my way.
Full short, Logos has got a ghost that he's holding for him, and he'll put it back.
Okay.
But I'll make my way over to Kit, and you all just from across the ballroom hear me go, "Kit!"
Oh, Valerian. Hello.
Hi.
Nice of
Hi.
you to finally join us.
I'm sorry, we were wrapped up in a little escapade, if you will.
Really? Friends now?
Yes, well, you know.
Last I heard, the Arbiter was supposed to be on their own.
Well, I am. Kit, these people are temporary. Don't you worry.
Okay. State your play.
Well, Kit, just because I'm taking over inner London does not mean that we can't have a little agreement, you know?
Go on.
Look, I supply you with blood bags, anything you need of that nature, you know? I'm talking about this in a low tone of voice, by the way. No one's supposed to hear this. I supply you with whatever kind of things you need, and you just, you know, keep yourself steady and nicely just outside of London, okay?
Sounds nice, doesn't it? No, pack up a few boxes, send them out to the suburbs, and that's where we'll stay because, we're good little boys. If that shit don't wash with me, I don't see why I have to give up anything to anyone, let alone you. I mean, come on, you're Valerian. All you can do is put blood in bags. And yet somehow everyone else in this hellhole seems to think that makes you a fucking god.
Well, it doesn't necessarily make me a god. It does, however, make me important.
Have you seen how Quinn talks about you?
Well, that's because we have history, kid. Come on.
And yet I am supposed to believe that you're going to be neutral. Sure, let's have the Arbiter be related by sire to one of the leaders, because that can't be fucking abused, can it? How is Mr. Strongarm?
I think he's doing very well for himself. Yes. However, Kit, I think we both agree that having Inner London as a neutral space will be beneficial for every single one of us. All these factions arriving here.
Okay, let me see how I see it. I find out where the ghosts live. I crush their little technological skulls. I find where the survivalists live. I put them on stakes. I find Quinn. I put her 20 feet underground. And then you... I need a new pet.
Well, Kit, I think you and I both know that once you get to this first group of people in however order you see fit, we have you cornered. It's okay if you would like to incite violence upon people who are trying to help us all. We are really trying to come to an agreement so that all of us can be helped here. However, your first decision is violence. Put everyone 6 feet under.
Because...
So please, how are we supposed to trust you, How about we just decide that you are excised from England at all times?
Because you lot never, ever consider what happens to me. You drew up the map. You drew the new borders. Does any other faction have to give up territory? No. They gain it. But me? No. I have to lose all of my central shit and get pushed out to fucking Wembley? Have you seen that place?
Look, kid, I know Wembley is...
I can't fit in there. I am not a conservative.
Sounds to me like you've been done out of a deal here.
I close my eyes and sigh deeply.
Can't be the Clapton savages without Clapton, can you?
Well,
how you doing,
right.
Kit? How are you? How's Malcolm? Is Malcolm still in the hospital?
Everything's fine on that front. Just who invited you?
Who invited me? That's a great question. I've only been in London from, long enough to see empires fall, skyscrapers be built. It's not like I've got any stake in understanding how London operates or have experience of territory. Oh no, maybe my years of being a gang leader would have helped me with that. But that's beside the point. I'm here to help you, my friend.
There is fire in my eyes as you are talking. You are... Oh! Getting on my last nerve.
Question.
please go ahead.
How loud was Kit talking? Because I know that you said the Valerian was whispering, but Kit said some.
Kit started, Kit started off quiet at the beginning, but as he started ranting, he got loud enough that most of the ballroom could hear.
This is why
Okay.
This is why Alexander's come over. Is kind of
Perfect.
the assumption that was going on.
First thing, Gally, in the little notes app, list of terms to ask anyone about. It's like, fuck is an arbiter? It's like, are we playing is this a match? No. Okay. Anyway, Gally walks over, has a little plate of whatever, and just says, hey, everyone. Volume's getting a little bit loud, and we still want people to enjoy the vibe, so what can we... You're not going to get everything you want. We're not going to get everything we want. How do we fix this? How do we meet in the middle?
Who invited Twinkie McTwinkface?
Now that's just rude, Kit. But
First of all, I am a twunk.
I didn't know there was a
Secondly,
difference.
you wish. Okay,
Wait.
ASOS body bag. Let's not go there.
You see the rage has subsided and been replaced with pure joy, as what Gallia said.
Logos makes a note. Lots of things may be wrong about the Camarilla, but we still need a harpy. I think he's just found his courts.
Oh god. Oh god.
Yeah, you think kind of like Kit. I mean, to coin a meme, I think Kit's taking emotional damage there for a brief second.
Oh my god.
Kind of. It's not that bad. I mean, I bought it specifically for the event. But that kind of like resets his brain for a minute, kind of like takes him off his high horse for a minute. Clearly embarrassed, because obviously, you know, he lives in a top dog world, and he's just been embarrassed in front of everyone. Let me just... Okay. He looks and kind of goes... Okay. I see when I am outplayed.
Kit, you want a neutral arbiter, correct? Someone who doesn't have history with one of the other major leaders, someone who doesn't have an invested business interest in all that's going on here. Here we have a fresh kindred who has no idea of the complicated relationships going on between the factions and is a innocent little boy.
Okay.
Innocent little one. Innocent little one.
Okay. While I agree in principle that the Arbiter should be neutral, I also don't think we should hand them to Masquerade Breach 101.
And that is a lack of imagination. A lack of imagination here. What if these two become the Arbiter together so that Gally, this is Gally, can balance out Valerian's vested interests? Does that sound fair?
The rage has returned.
Gally
And I
has
look at
gone white.
Alexander. Look at Alexander and I just go, Alexander.
I'm happy to make a charisma check if I have to.
Gally's like, I think you're getting a call.
I think stops for a moment. While I don't think that is...
In the best way possible, I hate this.
While...
In the best way possible, please no.
I'm not a fan, if I'm honest. Valerian's a bigger problem to me. I'm not going to hide my occasional distaste of Valerian.
No one likes Valerian. We all agree on this.
Hey,
Valerian's pretty cool.
Aw,
You don't
Gally.
get an opinion. You've just been here.
That's fair. Hey, real quick, what is an arbiter?
An arbiter is somebody who... It's like a judge, I guess, would be the best way to say it.
Okay, slay. Go off.
They...
He just walks away.
I have no idea what the fudge cake just happened.
I'm
Good.
offering
Let's
you
forget about it.
an
I think-
alternative to keep us all in the conversation.
I believe the other gentleman was about to say something. You really like cutting people off, don't you, Alexander?
I'm the most experienced one here.
And
But no, go ahead. Go ahead. I apologise. I did not mean to be rude.
I'm actually just going to beckon Gally over because I think like that was all loud enough to kind of indicate that Logos wants to play teacher for a little bit.
Love it.
Like, yeah, I have a whole list of things. What's going
Oh
on?
my god. I don't know. I just look at Alexander and I just.
I am
Please
going
don't
to
want my
say
help.
this. I'm going to say this because I get the sensation that you... I like your gumption, Alexander. I do. The problem is you've been at this for far too long. And you just don't seem to... You just like sitting on the outskirts, occasionally poking the beast whenever you fancy it, and then just running away into the distance under the guise of, hey, it's my boys. You know? And, I mean, I won't kill you first, but...
I'd like to see you try.
Well, Kit, coming back to your point of him being in it too long, Gally being in it too little, don't you think I'm the perfect mix? Just about 20 years in here. I don't know much. I know enough. I know how to keep everyone happy, safe, and sound. That is all I want. I'm sorry that I have to get you out of Clapton, but that it's just what we need to create a neutral zone. We can negotiate about better things for you and yours. And he looks to the entirety of his group that is staring at me with guns drawn, not guns drawn, but and Valerian just goes, I am very, very sure that we could figure out a way for you to as well be happy about this decision.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe that something could be done. I am not a tyrant, like some people say. Well,
I know you're not.
maybe. But maybe there is something that can be done. Maybe I'm amenable to some discussion. I just don't want, in the nicest way possible, I don't want a position where you're made kingmaker. Because I fear that if we put too much stock into you maintaining the peace in the middle on your own, coterie-less, that you could slowly engineer all of our destructions. And none of us would realize until it's too late. I would much rather fight the Inquisition than fight you.
That's a very nice compliment. Thank you, Kit.
They're flirting.
Well,
This
it's
is
nice to
flirting.
see that everyone can make friends here. Good luck for the conversations, Kit. I wish you all the best in restoring Clapton into your hands. I'm going to go and look for someone else to bother.
You go
You hear a
do
low
that.
grumble coming out of my throat.
At the same
I
time,
think,
like, Quinn's kind of been like half glaring daggers at the group.
Yes, of course. And so I
Anyway.
look to her, and I have this pleading look in my face, like I am so sorry. Oh,
I
God.
think I know we're coming towards. I know we're coming towards the end.
Yeah.
But I would like, if I'm possible, to make an investigation check to see if I can find any members of staff in the room whose uniforms don't fit perfectly.
Yeah, go for it. Go do intelligence plus investigation. I won't put a DC on it. I'll do number of successes equals the amount you learn.
Cool.
I think Logos will explain who the 4 factions are, how they're going to divide up the city, and that rather than have an out-and-out position whereby they can then turn on each other and regain some of the things that have been taken from them, that Valorant has been put as an arbiter, somebody who will make decisions essentially as a neutral party. And I explained that basically Valorant, myself, and Alexander, to a certain extent, are actually unbound. We are not technically of any faction, or be that of like higher factions like Cambrella or anything like, or local factions. We're all neutral parties.
So I'm a little bit like you.
If you wish to be, yes.
Well, I've been just around for a year, and you're the first. Well, you're the other kindred I've only ever really met that I know of. Apparently. So okay. Neutrality, dictator per life. Okay. Makes about sense.
If not, given your predilection, you can do worse than stand by Quinn. For your particular interests and social standing, Quinn will be more understanding to what you need than other factions might be. Well, I mean, if you're a Valorant, Logos is very much like, you're not of my clan. I really can't help you, because that's when my clan get really shitty about it.
I was really gonna say, like, congrats, Logos, you're Galley's new sire.
Yeah. However, if you ever need somebody who's a neutralier, I'll make sure you've got my number and give me a call. Just don't talk about all this when you're on the phone.
Of course.
People are always listening.
I appreciate that.
I only got
Should
2
I-
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I think I just kind of go into close to Lois and say, they mentioned a connection by sire. Should I be worried about who my sire is?
50 years ago, I'd have said yes. These days, keep an eye out, because they might not be finished with you. But
All right.
they have obviously elected to let you have your own life.
All right. Sits back.
And again, if you get stuck, come to one of us.
On.
I only got a
that
2.
Yeah. On the 2, there's nothing. These are uniforms. They're pretty bog standard, basic. Standard trousers, white shirt, black waistcoat. There's nothing here that would be extremely difficult to either fabricate or blend in as. It's not like they wear special uniforms that emblazed.
It was just a 4. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice thought. Alexander seems very good at having those logical scouting out thoughts. But you do notice that cars begin to pull in, suggesting that the next group will enter.
I just want to note as well that the intention of provoking that entire conversation was to make it seem like Alexander's there to fuck up negotiations. So anyone who else is there to cause a problem has an ally in Alexander if they need it.
Oh.
It's the vibe of what was going on. Also, the newbie did a real good job talking down
Yeah.
Valerian.
Yeah.
It's like, actually, honestly, this one's probably better at the job than Valerian's going to be.
Oh my god!
But it was a provoking technique to
Yes.
try and draw attention to the fact that
Don't think I
Alexander's an
didn't.
arsehole.
Don't think
Cool.
I didn't
Just double
notice.
checking.
Yeah, I also want to put a footnote quickly and just say that Callum always seems to now make characters that will fuck over Valerian.
Yes,
First
and
Morgan,
that's what I'm used
Morgan,
to
and
now,
now Alexander.
and I'm used to it.
I did write Alexander as loosely a foil for Valerian in terms of build and also like status. We're both rich. And we both have organizations.
How dare you? Double dare you.
I am going to
Oh
say
my god.
that the arrival of the second faction is where we're going to leave it.
Ooh.
Nice.
I will leave it by saying that the door, the main car opens, and walking out is a male presenting person wearing a violet dress that is one of those dresses that's short. It's short, but then at the front and back it's long, whereas at the side it's not.
Yes.
With what looked like a happy at least 6-inch violet heels. You recognise this as the rather unconventional leader of the survivalists, Axel. And that is where we will end off.
Ooh.
That was a
so
lot of
fun.
fun. I love social mingling and interaction. I also like a game that you have to do about 15 billion rolls every 10 seconds. I love D&D, but you can crunch too much. Yeah, you can crunch everything into like a dice roll. And it's just nice to be able to say, look, no, you don't need to roll flat. You can just do it. It's fine. I had a whole lot of fun. This has been a refreshing experience.
It was so fun.
Yeah, it's nice to do. It's nice to play a game with more role playing and more. What I will say about Vampire, and why I've started to fall in love with it a little bit, is that role play plays out a lot better in this because
Truly.
while there are crunchy rules and it gets a little too crunchy when it wants to be, the way the system flows, it wants you to interact first and then rolls come later.
Yeah,
it's not like I want to make rolls to do this. It's I want to do this and there may be a roll associated with it, which to me makes so much more sense. I think maybe, touchwood, I might start playing D&D a bit more like that moving forward. But I have been, and will probably always continue unless I decide to change my name, to be Hedgehawk. I've done it once. I could do it again. You can find me mostly nowadays still on Twitter, actually, at Hedgehawk UK. I do have a Threads. I don't really use it because I want a UK/EU group, and when you've only got the UK and all the EU's not in it, it makes so little sense from a networking point of view. But I do have it so that no one can steal my name. Not that they would, but just in case. Stuff on. Actually, there isn't anything except for next week. We're still on a one-stream basis. Just a reminder, we do have the casting call-out for the sci-fi game in October. It is going to be a barrel of laughs. It's going to be a whole load of fun. Mostly because if you don't know, Teens in Space is a game where the narrative isn't fully controlled by the GM. It's a split responsibility. If you upgrade it or you take the skill in it, you narrate what happens on the ship. Or, you take responsibility for that part of the narrative, which means everyone gets to pull parts of the story in their own direction, not just the GM sitting there pulling the whole story along and everyone's in for the ride. So it's going to be a lot more fun, a lot more freeform, because, hey, if I've learned anything from Vampire, if you give people a little bit of agency, they will run with it, and they will take
You're
it
welcome.
they'll take it to a field you never saw coming. And you're like,
Mwah. Mwah.
I had no idea that was in the recesses of my mind. Here we are. I will let everyone sign off. Let us know where you can find you. Let us know what's coming up. I am going to do, because I did it in anti-clockwise order last time, I will do it clockwise this time. So, Chris, you're first.
Hello. Sorry, I was just checking to see where I was then. Hello. I am Chris Mepham. You can find me on the internet at Chris Mepham RPG, wherever your media is socialed. That includes the ones that we did last year when we were trying to abandon Twitter before, but then we gave up on them. It does include threads. I do illustrations. I do TTRPG stuff. I am the dungeon master and producer of Some Other Heroes at Some Other Heroes. So wherever media socialed, a all queer casted Dungeons and Dragons homebrew setting of a world of skyships and floating islands and deep magic and strange mysteries. We're back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Come and join us. We have a wonderful new NPC that the people have engaged, that my team have engaged with, that they absolutely adore, and I cannot wait to have a whole session just flouncing around as them. It's going to be wonderful fun.
I am willing to bet it turns into a shopping episode. That is my bet.
It's actively a shopping episode, but don't that put you off, because some of our shopping episodes end up being the most chaotic. So
Love it.
I'm trying to remember. There was last ones that I remember. There was lots of cheese and a talking goldfish. Remember correctly?
There was that was Vadaract. Before that, they went nuts in a Fey carnival as well. They went shopping in the Fey carnival, and I think they're still working their way through the magical bread they bought at that point in that place.
It works. It works.
Yeah.
Right. Next on, we have Apollo.
Hey guys, again, my name is Apollo. I'm a Irish. Wait.
You got it. No, you got it. You got it, baby.
You've had the flu all week. You're fine.
Exactly.
There's a script. I know it. I wrote it.
Exactly.
I'm a cosplayer, voice actor, a TTRPG. The TTRPG lover. I just today announced, if anybody watching is from Ireland, I will be at Dublin Comic Con on August 12th and 13th as a affiliate content creator. So I will be going around doing interviews with people.
Nice.
I will also be starting to stream on my channel at the beginning of August, where you can watch me as I struggle through making my Zagreus cosplay.
I'll be watching.
You can see the sewing machine in the back. She's staring at me. And apart from this, the next CTRPG show, apart from part 2 of this, I will be in a Scion stream. So I will soon have way more information about that, where I'll be playing a gym rat himbo. Because that's
Love it.
Yeah!
Absolutely love it.
also a Londoner, which is I can't do any British accents. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself.
I can't do it either. That's why I do the
my
most
highest
American
suggestion
accent.
is just watch that clip from Peaky Blinders where he's like, no fighting, no fighting, no fucking
No
fighting,
fighting.
over and over again, is what I would suggest.
I guess
You're
so.
so right. But yeah, that's everything that I'm going to be involved in so far. I have so much more in the tank. But God, you can in the places where the social is immediate at Tall Nerd Apollo.
There you go.
So
I like yours
tired.
more now.
It works. Hey,
Love
it
it.
works. It's catchy. I mean, Inez, I can say, I will say this quickly before they start. I've streamed with Inez so much now that I can actually do her end reads without.
It's so iconic, though.
It
It's
gets so
so
stuck in your head
easy.
that I can just lead it off. If you didn't notice last session, I actually lip synced it behind her.
I saw it. I saw you do it.
I want that action today. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so here. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Hi everyone, it's me, your friend Inez. I use she/her pronouns. Today I've been playing Valerian as always, which I love. He's so cute and so fun, you know. Just a capitalist being cool. You can find me everywhere on at SuccubusJeff. Or no, it's at XXSuccubusJeff or just SuccubusJeff. It's my face is everywhere. It's very easy to find me. I am most active on Twitter, TikTok, and now Blue Sky. If you were so gracious to get an invite. Yeah, on Twitter I post where I go live and all that stuff, as in here next week, and then next week on Friday I have another vampire stream where we do episode 2 of our chronicle called The Mother and the Dream, over on Lightfoot Rogue, the Twitch channel. So
If you
come
think
watch
I'm
that.
chaotic,
No, it's
that lot
insane.
is so much worse
It's
than
insane.
I am.
So I play a thin blood Nosferatu who has a thick Russian accent and is basically called Russian Daddy now. So we have some rats following us around. There's some foxes going everywhere. It's
That sounds amazing.
it's very, very interesting and very chaotic. Kylie Minogue is God. It's
I mean,
it's
yes.
you know
Yes.
yes
I
yes.
was watching it yesterday and I'm like, I don't do drugs. How am I kidding? What's going on? Oh, I was like,
And
I'm on board. Kylie Minogue showing up. I'm lost.
Yes, no, that's exactly what their campaigns are like. I've played like the first campaign I've played a vampire was with them, and it was a trip as well. It was insane. And I love it. That's why I keep coming back. So come watch that. It's very, very interesting and very, very fun. All of the actual kindred have disappeared and there's only thin bloods left. So what's going on there? Come find out next Friday. On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. I'm sorry. So yeah, that's where you can find me and all that. I love you very much. Take care of yourself, please.
There we go. Last but not least, Callum.
Hello, everyone. I am Callum, and I will remain Callum after the stream goes off air. I just might not exist on the screen. You can find me on Twitter, Writer Callum, I think it currently is, where you can see me shout into the endless void when no one listens to me. I write about theatre in Wales when I occasionally go and see it. That's me. That's all I do when I'm not on this. So if you want to go and read my blog, it's linked on my Twitter. Please go ahead, and I'll be back here next week playing this weird character for another session. It has also been my birthday,
Yes.
so thank you everyone for tuning in on my
Happy
birthday.
birthday!
It's not every day it happens.
God,
Yeah,
don't. That's such a bad joke. How
Ah,
dare you?
right. Well, first of all, I also want to say quickly, thank you for the raid, Vancouver by Night. I literally have
Yes.
only just noticed it. Like, so I had my chat off to the one side. I thought, that's a lot of viewers. And then looked to the side and went, oh, it's like, that makes sense. Thank you so much for coming in and sticking around.
Yes.
It does mean a lot, especially when you're trying to get a channel off the ground. It is really hard, especially when you're a one-man operation. I'm not big enough to outsource, so I'm happy to do everything myself, and I love it.
You're
It's a
doing
labor
great.
of love.
Oh,
But
I feel that in my soul.
yeah, it's I hear Krifu talking about producers, and I'm like, how do you get one of them? How do you get these people?
I think you have to
put
just
everything
stand out.
together. Yeah,
You have to stand out in the rain and go.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how he got
like
me.
snacks.
God, that's how he got me.
Yeah, it's like, put Dreamies out to see who comes in. but no, this is a massive labour of love. But I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. But no, we will be back next Saturday with the second part of this. And then after that, we're jumping straight back into our normal campaign. Where did we leave off last time? That's it. We're all running to the shard because
Yes.
Everyone has different reasons for being there, and once again, Inez and Callum's character have basically aggravated each other into agreeing to go there.
Fuck you! No, fuck you! I'm going.
That is quite literally the whole phone conversation in a nutshell. It was just I found something. Oh, you must. Well, I found something too. And just constant vice versa. It was amazing. Anyway, have a good night. Take a good rest. We'll be back next week. See you then. Bye.
See you then. Bye-bye.
Thanks.